Today is January 29th, 2024. Oh my gosh. Yesterday, I was out at Target in Belden. I went to leave. Everything had got a lot better. I uploaded a bunch of laws of how they can't do all this. Well, a lot of people didn't show up and say anything. Of course, there's one person from the drug cartel. I think they have to show up and say something. One of the stripper or drug malls or something like that, because they're assholes. Well, she was weird. No, I'm not saying it's a wash. They could never Photoshop that. We all know that. Yes, they can. It's Photoshopping a washing. In the other room, they've already come past. Photoshopping of using a feminine wipey above the toilet in the other room. January of 19, they were Photoshopping all the lies to make them come true. Yeah. Okay? Date rape, drug confessions. You can put somebody's head on somebody else's body. You, like Jim's son that, edits movies for a living and it has an app in his phone. He, like he said, he could click and paste you washing in one room, in the shower, into another room. You go back through your clothes, click on your clothes, and then put that on there so it looks like you're crazy washing with clothes on. You can put your head on somebody else's body. They can take words out of a sentence and then retape over it and have another sentence. That was actually on the news the other day. Newscasters went, we're tired of these people photoshopping scenes and then taking words out of sentences and making new sentences and photoshopping over it so it makes it look like somebody's saying something they didn't. We're tired of them photoshopping all this stuff. Yeah, it's happening bad enough that the news is saying something. Okay? All right, police said they already knew they could do this years ago. So a drug mall shows up, some drug bitch, and some guy that goes to a strip club. Because this is strippers having the drug cartel guys do it. Yeah. Uh-huh. I go outside and girls are out there screaming. We looked at the laws that she uploaded. Anybody falling for this? Nobody's this fucking stupid. Nobody's this fucking stupid to fall for this. They had somebody impersonate a doctor. You can't even impersonate a doctor. You can't say you're a doctor selling or sharing information. You can't do that. And they had somebody impersonate one. And I bet they're having somebody impersonate an attorney. Oh, honey, they already did that one too. It's all been drug cartel people. And they've laughed at you for falling for it. They laughed at the FBI for falling. There was no attorney. The real law is if attorney tapes you unaware in your home, they lose their license, they go to jail, and they have to compensate you. That's the real law. Yeah, there's no attorney involved. I talked to a real attorney. Nobody had a right in my home. I talked to the real police. Nobody had a right in my home, not even the FBI, outside a protective light case with statements. That agent had agreed to protect me, have statements of the threat of life, or they couldn't be in my home. It's entrapment if police and agencies do it. Otherwise, they're stalking tapes. That's why they laughed at you. They laughed at the FBI. They laughed at everybody. I wish people would stop hindering their children and making them willingly ignorant. You need to empower them by teaching them the law that we live in the United States of America. Nobody can be in your home stalking you, especially not a stripper and some drug cartel guys. Photoshopping and selling sex trafficking videos of people. Photoshopping's made easy with technology. Your kids even know that. Huh? And date rape, drugs, you're sleepwalking. I talked to a guy last night. His wife had got roofied. She lost 2 days. She literally lost 2 days. Most people lose like less than 12 hours. I don't know what they slipped into her, but she lost 2 days. She was sleepwalking. Do you understand? All the police know about roofies and the different ones they mix together. Now you need to start empowering your children that sexual predators cannot break in and stalk you and tape you naked unaware. They cannot sell you on porn sites. They can't Photoshop scenes, and we all know everything can be Photoshopped. And nobody can ever break in and drug you up until you say something stupid so you're sleepwalking. and let alone beat and rape you. And sexual predators get away with harming you. We live in the United States of America. They're to be arrested the first day. And victims, we don't make fun of rape victims and human trafficking ones. And we sure as hell don't help hate crimes and hurting people. You know, I was in Target and some guy was on the phone. Well, we all know there's nothing against her. Nothing they did counts because it's not admissible. Some guy was impersonating a doctor and that guy made fun of her. That's not funny. No, it's not funny. He made fun of me for a sexual predator framing me, too. He was horrible. You listen to the recorded line, they sold it. Where the M13 Mexican drug cartel is live streaming witness protection programs, it was on Google. Mine was one of the first ones. They sold it. Everybody heard that agent make fun of me for a sexual predator. Dave hired Pete on his own. His girlfriend, stripper girlfriend, prostitutes, girlfriends, dad. That's where that agent, there's no way that with her ID or face rec, that he didn't know she wasn't a stripper prostitute. He didn't know Pete was involved in the drug cartel. Dear God, they were lying. They had sodium pentothal reports. They had drug confessions. And they were drugging me. Huh? And he knew no doctor could release your information. It's a 10-year sentence. And a $250,000 fine for any doctor talking about you to anybody else. They have license that they are not allowed to. And impersonating a doctor is 1 to 10. That's how stupid this is. They're using your extreme low IQ. And did the COVID virus damage your brain? Because I'll tell you what, that's what one guy said. I almost think the COVID virus damaged people's brains. They're thinking things are funny that aren't. These people are serially killing women and children. And now what they're doing is they're breaking in, drugging people up and photoshopping people, setting off hate crimes, trying to extort money. You're insane falling for that. It's called sextortion. It's a human trafficking scam. You need to start teaching your children to be a little more streetwise. That these serial killers, these criminals, cannot hurt you. They can't harm you. They can't sell you on porn sites. They can't sell anybody on porn sites and get away with it. They can't break in and drug you up and tell you to say something stupid or Photoshop scenes and stalking tapes and get away with it. They are to be arrested. And we have laws that protect them. Empower them that they have rights in the United States of America. Start actually teaching them to have an IQ and that criminals cannot violate them. I have nothing against me. I'm home health care. I could not take care of people if I even had an accusation. I was found innocent of everything in 18. My whole family defended me. Whole family, including the ass. Karen, you're good to the kids, you're good to the grandkids. You would never hurt anyone. You're good to everyone, no matter who it is. John, my oldest one. Thanksgiving. When I was asking what his kids were talking about. He's like, I don't know, Mom. His ex-wife, Melissa. He said, Melissa's going to just have to make up something. I told him you're going through the divorce. I'm going to be moving out. They could never say anything bad about you. She'll probably have the church people say something too, but they could never even make anything bad up on you, Mom. Don't worry about it. He defended me. Let's see. Josh, I never said you did. And I was asking him all kinds of other questions. He's like, are people making that stuff up? I'd move away. I'd verify that never happened. Blah, 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 blah. Went to Danny. Where'd they get that? Jen, his wife. If anybody said you did anything wrong, they would be lying. See what I mean? And the rest of my grandkids, sweetest grandma ever and the best grandma ever. October of 2020, for we all know this woman's innocent. Officer John, in the beginning of the case, screamed it out in Walmart 62. It's ridiculous for any child to be afraid of Karen. She's nothing but good in love. Officer Mark, tall white guy with white hair, older guy. Will gave Karen no wrongdoing in life because she wouldn't abuse him. He tells everybody I'm innocent. He told a lady August 22nd or 23rd of 23, noon to 1 outside Kohl's, that none of this is funny. The FBI left me up there. When the highest police departments left me in the middle of a drug cartel. They left me. Okay? They left her up there. She said, did her ex-husband defend her? He said, yes. He said, we taped him. So did I. He said, "Did anybody ever talk to her?" No. Then they really did frame her. He said, "It's documented they framed her." What did it just say? It's documented they framed her. Was it the drug cartel? He said, "Yes, we've seen them." So who framed me? The drug cartel. Then he told her it was a documented medication error that made me sick before, and it's documented some other woman was using my insurance, and that none of this is funny. And when you guys start acting like you have a brain cell, that strippers and prostitutes and the human traffickers cannot break in and violate people in their home, then you won't find this funny. And I'm going to tell you what, we're going to put it down to this. I'm 56 years old. If I was dating an 18-year-old male stripper prostitute, do you think he'd care for me? No. He'd be using me or scamming me. So where would the stripper prostitute, Michelle, care about a 60-year-old man? Like they said, she didn't even care about him. She was using him to use the scam in this pawn so she could set it up for the drug cartel. They made him feel like they actually cared about him when nobody actually even cared about him. They were just making him feel that way. They were just using him so they could run the scam so they could get away with human trafficking, and people wouldn't be smart enough to tell on them. You actually think you're that fucking stupid. I want you to think about that. They think you're that. Strippers and prostitutes and serial killers that are selling women and children for sex slaves and murder think you're that fucking stupid you won't tell on them.